Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a video today that is all about Chantecaille, and this is a video that's been requested by several of you to share all of my Chantecaille favorites. What's even more exciting is that this video is sponsored by Chantecaille in celebration of the birthday of Sylvie Chantecaille, who's the founder. This year, the sale starts July 28th through July 31st, but I actually have a special code for you guys to access the sale early, starting the 25th. The code is BeccaSS25, which I will have in the description box below along with all of the terms and conditions. So I'm going to do a full face using all of my Chantecaille favorites that will be included in the sale. So let's start with the makeup. Just going for something really skin forward and radiant and summery. I primed my skin using the Chantecaille Ultra Sun Protection Sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 45, and this is a primer. It's a really beautiful, lightweight, fluid consistency. You definitely want to give this a good shake before you open it up. You can hear it's a really runny, fluid texture, and it has this milky, hydrating consistency. But it doesn't leave a white cast, and it preps the skin beautifully for makeup. It actually, because it is so fluid, spreads out on the skin really beautifully and sinks in very quickly, and it leaves your skin feeling really soft and hydrated and ready for makeup. Then I went in with the Future Skin Gel Foundation. I use the shade Cream, and this is one of my favorites. It just looks like real skin. It has this really pillowy gel cream consistency that spreads out over the skin beautifully, and it is really undetectable. Like, it doesn't look like makeup at all, but it blurs pores, it smooths over imperfections, and it somehow becomes one with the skin. It almost just melds with the skin to create a beautiful natural finish. This is one that I think all skin types will really love because it is oil-free, but it still has this bouncy, hydrating texture, but it doesn't break up on the skin or get cakey throughout the day. If anything, it just becomes more skin-like. I'm going for a really natural, glowy, bronzy look today, so I'm going to warm up the complexion with the Radiance Gel Bronzer. It comes in this cute little tube, and it has this fluid gel consistency. It's very sheer, but it lends the skin this beautiful luminosity. It's not glittery, it's not shimmery, it just has a slight pearliness to it that I think looks really beautiful, especially in the summer. You can apply this with fingers, with a sponge. I like it with a brush, but it really is mistake proof because it is so sheer and skin-like, and it's really easy to blend. Next, we are going to add some glow, bring that golden sunshine through, and we're going in with the liquid Lumiere. I have the shade Brilliance, which is a beautiful golden champagne, and this, like the bronzer before it, is that beautiful, sheer, blendable gel consistency. This one can give you some serious glow depending on how you apply it. So I like to take a fluffy brush and just kind of diffuse it and tap it over the high points of the face. If you're looking for a super beaming highlighter, you could definitely build up the glow on this one. For blush, I'm going in with the Cheek Gelée in the shade Vibrant. And this is another one of those gel formulas. The shade Vibrant is a beautiful raspberry. It's kind of this sheer, juicy pop of color on the cheek. I know this shade can look a little bit intimidating straight out of the tube, but actually, because it's a gel, it shears out and it creates this gorgeous, skin-like, sheer, lit from within kind of cheek look. I like to blend it out across the cheeks and almost into the temples just to create that beautiful sun-kissed kind of look. You can see how seamless this is to blend out, and I really think that even if you're new to cream or liquid cheek products, this is very beginner friendly because they really are mistake proof and so easy to blend. That transparency and sheerness gives you a lot of wiggle room in terms of application. That's the cheek look done. You can see my skin looks healthy, it looks vibrant and youthful, radiant and sun-kissed, but it doesn't ever look overdone. And I think that's something that Chantecaille does so well across all of their makeup, is they create really beautiful, natural, but sophisticated looks without ever looking like you've done too much or tried too hard. Moving into eyes, I'm particularly excited about this potted eyeshadow. This is one of their Mermaid Eye mattes, and this is the shade Sylvie. I have used their Mermaid Eye mattes in the shimmer formula. This one is their matte formula, but I would describe it more as a soft satin. It has a really skin-like quality to it. There's definitely no glitter or anything like that, but it has this kind of softness that looks like real skin. So you can apply this with fingers like I'm doing here, or you can take a brush to diffuse the edges. Sylvie to me is an ideal one and done eyeshadow shade because it's a very complex shade. There's a bit of rosiness, there's a bit of taupe, there's a bit of brown, but it's this kind of mid-tone clay taupey brown sort of shade that has some complexity. Along my lash line where I have the shade more concentrated, it does look slightly more cool toned, but actually as I blend it out and the more diffused it gets along the edges, you can actually start to see the pink undertone. So there's this warmth that shines through the more you diffuse the edges of this eyeshadow. So I'm a big fan. I just think it's a really interesting, complex shade that looks like you're actually maybe wearing more than one eyeshadow shade. For mascara, I am going in with the Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. So this mascara creates both length and volume, but the really special thing about this is it contains peptides that help your lashes look longer and fuller over time. I really like this mascara. It builds on itself really well, so if you want to layer up, you can. And it does build length and volume, but I really love that it maintains the separation of your lashes. It doesn't clump up. And the brush, it is a bristle brush, but actually it has a good amount of separation between the bristles, so you're able to really effectively get in between every single baby lash. And of course, it is really nice that this is a mascara formula that strengthens and conditions your lashes over time. To bring a bit of definition to the eyes, I'm using the Luster Glide eyeliner in the shade Jasper along the lash line just to create a bit of definition. This is a deep brown with a bit of bronzy shimmer. And then along the lower lash line, I'm using the Brightening Eye Kajal in the shade Nude. I'm using this very softly just to create a more awake appearance by adding this on the lower waterline. So I'm taking Jasper just a little bit between the lashes along the lash line, and it helps the lashes look fuller. This formula applies so nicely. It's really richly pigmented and it glides on, so I don't have to tug on the lash line or press really hard to get the pigment to show up. I especially love that the nude shade, it creates the perfect amount of brightness without going overboard. Sometimes I think in the waterline, if it's a straight up white or even too bright of a nude shade, it can look a little bit odd, but this is the kind of nude that looks great even in person. It's not overwhelming and you hardly even notice it, even though it does that little bit of something in creating a more wide awake, sparkly eye look. I just let my hair down. I'm going to finish off with the Lip Tint Hydrating Balm in the shade Verbena. I want to go for something super sheer and juicy today to keep that really fresh look, nothing too overdone. The shade Verbena I think actually really goes with the cheek color beautifully. They both have that kind of sheer raspberry sort of shade. And this does have a bit of a sheen running through it, but it's not sparkly at all. It just kind of looks nice and glossy on the lips. I also really love the slim bullet on this. It has, of course, like the beautiful Chantecaille packaging, like everything else, but it has a really nice feel on the lips. I actually really love a slim bullet, and this is the kind of thing you could totally reapply on the go. I have really been having a moment with cool toned raspberry pinks. It's not usually a color I gravitate towards, but something this summer has really caught my eye about cool toned pinks, especially when they're done in this sheer, juicy kind of way. So that is it for the makeup. This feels to me like a very Chantecaille look. It enhances all of your features without ever looking overdone. And of course you have that beautiful, creamy, radiant skin and some nice lit from within flushes of color. Before I sign off though, I do want to tell you about some of my favorite Chantecaille skincare, as well as some new things that I'm testing right now. Probably my all-time favorite Chantecaille skincare item is the Jasmine and Lily Healing Mask. This is a white cream that you can use as a wash-off mask, or you can leave it on overnight, which is what I like to do. This has a way of calming down the skin, of bringing down redness, of taking any heat out of the skin. If you've had a sunburn or if you have any irritation, over exfoliation, it just makes all of that irritation subside for me. And I always say this is one of those products that I can't quite explain what's in it or how it works the way it does. I just know that I wake up in the morning and my skin looks very even toned, very calm, and it really subsides any redness that's in the skin. So this is a must-have for me. I have it in my collection at all times. I also really like the Biolifting line. So I've been using the Biolifting Serum Plus as well as their Biolifting Cream Plus. So these formulas both contain botanicals as well as peptides that help with anti-aging. They just feel really luxurious. They both have a beautiful texture. They sink into the skin beautifully, and they seem to plump up and kind of bring radiance to the skin. And I always feel like I wake up with really bouncy, plush feeling skin. Two skincare items that are new to me are the Stress Repair Concentrate Plus Eye Cream. This also has botanicals as well as a few different peptides that help with anti-aging. And for me, I feel like peptides are a really unsung hero in skincare. And so I'm really excited to dig into this. If it's anything like the other Chantecaille skincare I've tried, I'm sure I will love it. And the other item I'm testing right now is the Rose de Mai Cleansing Balm. It comes in this beautiful pink metallic jar packaging, and I have used it once. I will say it emulsifies beautifully. It has their signature Rose de Mai scent. To me, it's not like an old musty rose. There's something really fresh and vibrant about their Rose de Mai scents, and I am very picky about rose scents in general. So I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'm excited to continue using it. So those are all of my Chantecaille favorites that are in this once a year sale for Sylvie Chantecaille's birthday. Again, if you want early access, use my code BECCASS25. I will leave that in the description box along with everything I used, including my shades for everything. If you need a product recommendation, if you have any questions during the sale, let me know in the comments and I'll meet you there. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy shopping the sale, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.